Hello everyone, I'm Tim from Tim's PC, and I build custom PCs to suit anyone's needs or budget. Also live stream my builds and repairs for transparency and educational purposes. So if you'd like to get an awesome new PC and you'd like to see it put together live, send me a message today. Alrighty, so we're back here tonight on Friday night. We've got a nice simple one to end the week, or end the, the standard part of the week.
Working week.
The working week. It's not. I don't even feel right saying the working week because I work on the weekends. I work every day. that's kind of what this job is.
It's like Monday to Friday people.
Yeah, Monday to Friday people. The wage people.
Wage slave.
Wage slaves, as Christine calls it.
Yep.
But you get to go home and you don't have to have anything to do with your work.
No, that's pretty good.
That's good. That's a good thing. That's a good thing. Some people are like, oh, you get to work from home, that's great. I'm like, yeah, but it means you're working like every day. You're always doing stuff, and when you're all on your own, you've got to do everything yourself. So it's good fun. All right, enough about me and enough about that. Tonight we're going to be building Daryl's PC. So let's go through the components really quickly here. So we've got a Ryzen 5. We've got a Gigabyte B550 DS3H AC motherboard. We've got 16 gigabytes. I think it's 16. No, it's 32 gigabyte kit of Corsair Vengeance RGB memory. Just do so many quotes. There's a lot of people who get a build like this, and then when we put the price together, and then they're like, oh, can we bring the price down a bit? And I'll suggest just getting a 16 gigabyte kit of this, and then they can upgrade in a couple of months' time by buying an identical kit and putting it in there. We've got a RTX 2060 here. We've got a 1TB hard drive. We've got a 1TB SSD. There's 750 watt power supply, and we've got the Antec NX320 case. And I'm also going to chuck in a couple of extra fans there for it as well. So it already comes with the 3 pre-installed on the front there, but we'll put another couple on there as well. Alrighty, so let's get started. Get this out of the way. So we're going to need some SATA cables, we need our I/O shield, we need our Wi-Fi antennas. What else to give us? Oh look, interactive CD-ROM. And a nice little diagram there of the motherboard. Very, very basic. I wouldn't even call it a circuit diagram. It's just a map of the headers. Like if I was to sort of show you the board in a bit of detail, and I point out what am I doing? Point out all the main features for you. That would be the stuff that was on that little picture. Doesn't actually show you anything about the circuits. Alright. Alrighty, so we're going to be using just our stock cooler here for this one. So actually, before I even do that, I'll get the plate out of the way. Oh, is my screwdriver over near your computer, babe?
Sorry.
My screwdriver? Oh no, hang on, I've got a spare.
I have this one.
Yes, that's the one I was looking for, but I do have a spare over here. So the funny thing about AMD motherboards is they come with these clips on there, and it's actually clips that you have to remove to install AMD's own stock cooler. So few people find this very, very strange. but I guess they're assuming most people will add another sort of a cooler. Oh, what am I doing? Let's put the cooler on without the CPU in there. So I'll put it on this way here. So the main thing that I sort of do is if there's other writing on the motherboard there, I will try and line that up with the letters I should say, A and B there on the side. And so the trick to these is opposite corners. And just start all 4 of them. Once you start threading all 4 of them and it's definitely starting to thread, you'll be right to go and tighten them up completely then. It can be a real pain in the ass if you try and tighten them one bolt at a time. So just a little pro tip, when you do it, it's a lot easier. You just follow what I just said there. So start threading your opposite corners, then your other 2. Once they're all definitely starting to thread, then you can go and tighten them down the rest of the way. It'll be a real pain in the ass when like one of them's all the way in and then it's on a funny angle and you're trying to press down, and yeah, it's painful. So do it that way. As for your fan power cable, you can sort of wrap this around the feet of it there. There's a bit of room. Just kind of wedge that cable in there. And around the second one there. You can even come back around if you want. And that will leave it like that. So there, instead of having that big cable just sitting there, just wrapped around the feet. Really simple. No cable ties required or anything like that, and it just keeps it all out of sight. Okay, so we've got our memory here. So we've got a 32 gigabyte kit here, so 2 sticks, 16 gigabytes each. So when we got 4 slots of memory, we've got to make sure that we put them in the correct slot. So we'll do this outer slot here for the first one. And this middle one right here. Alrighty, so that's installed. Now we've got our SSD. And we'll use the bottom slot for this one. We'll leave the top slot accessible. So if Daryl wants to install another SSD in the future, he doesn't have to remove his graphics card just to get to the slot. And oh, bit of cat hair there on my screwdriver. That's my fluffy cat. He strikes again. Oh, the fluffy cat, he strikes again. There's some hair.
What's new?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Richard says, hey, so you have a little bro.
Hey Richard, how you going? Yeah, thanks man. I'm doing well. Getting through it.
Christine, how he's going.
Yeah, we're doing alright. Getting through it.
Daryl says hi.
Hey Daryl. Yeah, so this is Daryl's computer that we're building right now. So, one thing I noticed, and I wonder if Daryl noticed this, Daryl might notice there's a different motherboard here. I had an Intel gigabyte board on your quote, B560, and then the AMD one's called the B550. So you can see how that can happen. So it's a slightly different model there, but same sort of specs there, equivalent with AMD. So I got the board all prepped and ready to go there. So our CPU's installed, our memory's installed, our SSD's installed. So we can turn our attention now to the case. So if Daryl's just joined us, we've got a couple of extra fans that we're going to be chucking in here as well. We'll just put them up the top of our case there. Like I said, we've already got the 3 on the front there. It'll just make sure that we've got relatively balanced airflow, because these 2 that I'm going to install here, they move more air than these 3 on the front will. So even though there's only 2 of them, they're going to sort of more or less balance out the air at the front. So that'll make sure that there's definitely no chance of it overheating, even if Daryl wants to use it in a warm environment or any of that. I'm going to remove that crappy one at the top there straight away, because even if we're not utilising that top slot, I'll replace it with a better quality bracket. And then for this case, you will need your screwdriver just to sort of loosen some of these bolts. They get put on my machine, so they're very tight that first time. And then we got 4 screws for our glass panel there. Alright. Oh. Antec quality 1-year warranty on the case. It's a PC case. The only way it gets fucked up and starts to degrade, in any reasonable amount of time, is if you like drop it or something like that, and then they don't cover that in warranty anyway. I mean, mainly for the electronics, right? The case itself, I mean, shit, it'll probably outlast you and me. The question I get a fair bit is, sort of how long does a computer last for and stuff like that. And people are generally fairly surprised when they hear me say, 5 to 8 years. They think that I'm going to say like, it'll only last you 2 years or something like that. And sure, some PCs that you buy might only last you 2 years, right? But see, I don't sell anything that's complete shit here. So basically, if you buy a PC from me, sure, 3-year warranty is like the maximum on some components. But realistically, the average person can expect to get a lot longer out of their PC. 5 to 8 years is actually pretty standard for PCs built, like custom built PCs, where you don't use just complete shitty parts. Like I've been building them for years for my friends and family, long before there was a Tim's PC as such. And yeah, I'll tell you, even back in the day, you could easily expect 5 to 8 years, depending on the person. If you're playing stuff, if you're playing like the latest games, keeping up to date and stuff like that, you're going to be more around that 5-year mark. But it also depends on whether you bought a complete piece of shit or not. If you bought some complete piece of shit, then you might need a new computer in 2 years or something like that. But, yeah. Hey man, thanks.
Timothy says, sorry, it's been a while since I've been. Sorry, since it's been a while since I've watched it. I've been impossibly sick.
Oh no.
God, I get my words.
Who was that? Did you say, babe?
Stevens.
Tim Stevens. Oh, sorry, man. Sorry to hear that. Yeah, hospital sucks, man. It sucks.
I hate the hospital. I really do.
I had to go there during COVID, and they basically forgot about me. And I just ended up walking out. after being there for like nearly 11 hours, no food, sitting in a hospital bed. Yeah, or whatever. It was like, felt like around that to me, so we'll call it that.
Anyway, Lindsay says general maintenance for a gaming PC in how often?
General maintenance for a gaming PC. So realistically, like how intensely you use it will depend how quickly your PC will work out. If you're gaming or like doing whatever basically 24/7, that's what those 3-year warranties are all about. That they're sort of guaranteeing it for someone to use it basically all day, every day. We're confident that this will last for 3 years. So if the average person doesn't, the average person sort of like, you got a job you go to and shit Monday to Friday, you got family and stuff like that you've got to deal with. Most people don't have the opportunity to game every single day, and if they do game every day, it's not for a very long period of time. So for the average gamer, the main things you got to worry about is just the dust build-up in your PC, software updates and stuff like that, making sure that you're running the latest drivers and stuff like that, get the latest firmware for all your stuff, you're using it to play the latest games. Like there's been a few issues with NVIDIA from a few people in the last 24 hours with like bad drivers and all sorts of weird shit basically. Like I had Craig wondering what was going on with his PC. He got the 3080 with the 3600 C16 memory the other day, the Leon Lee. And yeah, he was just trying to download Warzone and had all these weird problems. And he's asking me, I'm like, man, you should just be able to, if there's a problem with the drivers from GeForce Experience, then you can go to the website and you can try to get the drivers from there. If that's bad, then you can go into the old drivers and then you can just get the last previous version. And that will be relatively up to date for most things. And normally that solves most people's problems. But he did all that and still had weird problems with it. Then uninstalled Warzone, reinstalled it, and then now it seems to be working okay for him. And I'm like, I don't know what the fuck's going on there. Sometimes it's hard when the customer's trying to describe some random problem to you. You suggest a few of the main solutions to problems like that. But sometimes it's the sort of thing that you really need to see in person. So if he keeps having a problem, like he's only local, so he can just drop that in and I'll check that out for him. But it seemed pretty weird. But I also had another couple of customers talking about they've just recently tried to install latest NVIDIA drivers and then they had all these problems with it and stuff. So I think there is sort of a little bit of a problem there. They usually fix this sort of stuff pretty fast though, so alright. So all we did there was we just fed these cables through the top there. It just makes it a little bit easier to sort of keep it all kind of tidy and stuff. One thing that we have to do is the fans on the front, they don't have their own cable that connects to the motherboard. So there's a button on the case that controls the lighting mode. So you can change them to different, obviously you can change the lighting to whatever you want there. But the thing is, with those front fans, you won't be able to do it with software on the motherboard. You have to use just that button that's on the case. That's probably one of the only downsides with this case, right? Is the fact that you have to just control the RGB on the included fans like that. Obviously, you can replace the fans that are in there, but yeah, like I said, the easiest way is just to run with them. You've got the controller on the front of the case, so you can cycle through all the different lighting modes, and you're pretty much good to go. So, what I'll do now is I'll get these extra fans. We're going to mount these up the top. So this is another thing I like about the Laser Susan is I can have the case hanging over the edge, and then I can just feed the cables down quite easily.
So,
Yeah.
John says today.
Hey John, how you going? John's got a bit of a beastly build coming up soon. Alright. So these are definitely optional things. You've got this case without an extra couple of things. You got it from me. I stress tested it, so it didn't overheat when I was playing around with it. So it's pretty good. I mean, here we're probably an average of like 22, 23 degrees inside is fairly normal. Because all of our houses in Australia are normally designed around summer, most of our houses are actually below the World Health Organization's minimum standards for like indoor winter temperatures. So if houses in Europe were as cold as our houses are in winter, that would be considered to be like uninhabitable by the World Health Organization.
Yeah, the minimum is 18C.
Yeah, 18C inside is the minimum.
We get like maybe 7.
Yeah, we get like 10
house.
degrees inside the house and stuff
No,
sometimes.
7C is like coldest it will get. But 10, 13, that's quite regular
Yeah.
in winter, which is fucked up.
Alrighty. And now we'll have some offsets to play around with. One more to move. Alrighty, that's all looking good. Alrighty, that's in place. Alright, it's all looking pretty good. Let's get our power supply sorted. We do have a big 750 watt. So this will enable Daryl to do some upgrades, to be able to add a bigger graphics card and stuff in the future. And so that's when those extra fans will definitely come in handy. Okay. So I think we're pretty much all out of our cheap gigabyte power supplies with 5-year warranties. It's a bit of a shame. Might be like, oh, so what? But what it means is that PCs that need an 850 watt power supply and now $60 more expensive. So that's not a good thing. Not a good thing for the consumer.
Hey.
Huh? No. What's up?
Lindsay wants to know, is this a full-time gig for you, or do you do this after hours up of a regular job?
A regular job.
Nah, man.
Man, this is full time, man.
I'm not sure what this is in relation to. It's probably not paying attention. So some people are paying 600, 700 K plus now for these belt boxes that don't meet the health standards. Oh yes, pounds.
Yeah.
That's right. It's absolute bullshit. This is insulation of the roof for this place that we're living at.
Yeah. Like that place in Ipswich.
Yeah.
Oh
There
man.
was literally nothing between you and the floor or the ceiling, pretty much. The ceiling, yeah, you had the roof above you, but there was no insulation. The floor, it's just wooden floor and then exposed. That's really shit.
No man, if you're wondering, like, okay, so you might see me build one PC a day. You might go, oh, this job's easy and stuff. No, I do consultations with people about what PC that they want. That takes up 8 hours of my day, every day pretty much. I got heaps of messages to respond to. Yeah, I barely get a day off. So. Yeah, regular job. Oh man, this is as much of a job as any other job I've ever had. Put it that way. And then yeah, you don't necessarily, you won't see if I do a call out, maintenance call, or if someone drops something in to be repaired quickly. I'll normally try and time that in with the customer so they don't have to wait. So normally stuff like that isn't live. So I can't do every single thing that I do live, right? Like that's a little bit impractical. if I had a team of people here working with me, I'm sure we could like make that happen. But yeah, as for me on my own, yeah. Even just with me and Christine, might be able to do a little bit more than what we do now. But yeah, like when I'm on my own, like Christine goes to a quote unquote regular job, and yeah, you know, I'm on my own. It's very hard to coordinate the live thing. I'll still do it. I'll make it happen on my own. If it's, you know, if someone's actual PC build that they've bought from me, and they're hoping to see it live and all that. Sometimes I get a customer who just literally just does not even care, and they're just like, yeah, it makes no difference to me. I don't care. And for that, you know, you may or may not see it live. Normally I'll take that as still as a good opportunity to do a live stream and stuff like that, because it's a good way of making content, etc. Alright, so we got these spare cables. I'm just going to stuff them down here next to our power supply. But we're all ready to get our board inside the case now and start plugging everything in. What are we getting caught on? There we go. Alrighty, so we've got a couple of screws in there. Now we can plug in our motherboard power cable up here. Nice and considered. And then we've got this cable here, so we'll feed this one down. Behind our motherboard, because we don't really want to see anything. We want to see as few cables down the bottom here as possible. Power switch, HD LED.
Stupid dogs.
Not that that's too relevant anymore.
Wait.
power LED. And that one's still kind of relevant, right? I'm going to use a DC splitter.
Wait. Yep.
And so we'll just plug that DC splitter down here to this fan header. Stay up there. And we can just plug in our fans just there, and they can just stay there. There's no need to try and move that up. And finally, the one cable that we have to plug in, as going to be seen down the bottom. There's nothing I can really do about it. Best I can do is kind of conceal it all together there. Alrighty, so it's got the motherboard, the graphics card, and we've got this SATA cable, so we can probably tuck most of that away. We just have one power cable there going to the hard drive. We will want a SATA cable. I'm going to need a little bit more SATA. I need one more SATA for our RGB on our front fans. And then our SATA cable is ready to be plugged in a little bit later. So I think we've got everything we want routed behind the motherboard, so we can put in the rest of our screws now. Okay. Finally, we've got our motherboard power and our graphics card. +4 wasn't going to go in there. Okay, so we're using slots 2 and 3 and not using slot 1. Alrighty, here's an actual steel one. So they just have this like, they've got these like cheap aluminium ones that's like really thin aluminium. Oh. I need 3 hands. There we go. Don't do what I'm doing. Alrighty. Oh, this is like the most Japanese packaging ever.
I like it though.
No, I'm not criticizing it. I think it's brilliant, but I just mean it's the most Japanese packaging ever. Like, look at this. I mean that as a compliment for the Japanese. Look at this thing. It's like origami that holds the graphics card in place, and to release it, you unpull these straps. And it releases your graphics card from its clutch.
I'm sorry, it's a steak pasta. Yes, I've been getting this steak. This is a job. Getting engaged on.
No. Sorry, I wasn't offended there. I was just having a laugh. Just like, oh man, I wish I could do this and do another job. Because I'd be rich. But yeah, I've had a good chat with a few of my mates, other small business owners, and we've decided that the solution to all the problems is to make the day 30 hours. We just need 30-hour days as opposed to 24-hour days. Gets us an extra 6 hours worth of stuff done every day, which equates to like quite a lot of extra work done in the week. So that's the main thing that we're looking at. More hours in the day, get more done in a week. I'm gonna have to use this end here. Graphics card and that cable is sort of in the way of each other. There we go. Alrighty, so I'll put a couple of plugs here in the motherboard. So these display ports on the motherboard, these aren't in use. Use the display ports coming out of your graphics card. So I'm not putting them there to protect anything, they're there to signify that they're not in use. Alrighty, one cable to go. I want to route the SATA cable a little bit nicer. Okay, and then for our graphics card, I can just come in over here, just like that. Excellent. That is one PC. Now is the part that everyone waits for. See whether it actually works. See whether Tim fucked up something. What did I fuck up today? That's what it's like sometimes. Alright. Let's do this. You want to share the screen, babe?
What the fuck?
Oh, you've done the bottom one. Now click on that. Bring that one back to the full screen. What's going on here? They seem to be looping. There we go. So when we're looping, first thing you normally check is your memory. So we'll try it with just the single stick in there. So memory just not being seated correctly is like the most likely cause of this. When you're checking it, don't get too keen. You gotta wait for it to post, because we haven't had it post for the first time, so it's doing its whole thing from the ground up. So give it a bit of time. And so what I'm seeing now is I'm seeing the exact same time between hearing the fan sort of spin down, which is indicating to me that it's getting to a point in the post and it's failing, and then it's restarting itself. Boom, there you go. So yeah, like I said, the first thing you check is always your memory. So we might have, we're not out of the woods yet, they're posted with the one DIM. It's got to post with the second one there as well. So hopefully it was just a case of badly seated RAM. And that can happen, you can just have a bad contact. You ever played cartridge games back in the day? You plug it in and it just doesn't fucking work for some reason. You take it out, plug it back in, oh, it fucking works. Sort of the same kind of shit. Post. Yes. Here's our post. Boom. BIOS. What have we got here? B550. I think we'll just get the BIOS update out of the way. Are we not? Oh, here we go. Alrighty. So the main thing with this BIOS update that we're doing here, the main thing it's doing is changing a few settings in the BIOS menu to make sure that we're compatible for Windows 11. So while we're still installing Windows 10 at this stage on PCs, that's because Windows 11 it's not like a completely new version of Windows or something like that. It's not like a totally different product. It's like it's an upgrade from Windows 10. So if you buy Windows 10, Windows will prompt you to upgrade to Windows 11 if your PC is compatible. So it leaves it up to you, because there's still people who are using a lot of software that's not yet fully optimized for Windows 11, or they're still having problems with it, and for whatever reason they're just like, look, right now I don't have time for problems, so I'm just going to stay on Windows 10. And so there's still enough people out there who are sort of like that. So I just install Windows 10 and I just make sure that everyone's compatible to upgrade to Windows 11. If they want to do it straight away as soon as they get it, they can just do it straight away as soon as they get it. So it doesn't cost you anything to upgrade or anything. Yeah. Hey Ben, how you going? Good to have you here. Yeah, Friday night's always a little bit quieter and stuff. Most people have a life. You go out and do stuff. We went out and did stuff today, babe, but it wasn't really that fun.
It's just stuff we had to do.
Yeah.
Go on main roads and a bank.
Mm-hmm.
Adult stuff.
All fun stuff.
Yay.
Come on, update now. Alrighty. So yeah, these fans, you just adjust them and have them on whatever single colour, or you've got like ones that sort of fade in and out there. You know, multicolour. Normally just leave it on multicolour so people realise that they're not just single colour fans. Because some fans are only single colour, they don't do the multicolour thing. So showing the multicolour is generally showing that it signifies that, you know, you can have it on single colour as well, but it will do the multicolour feature. It's not just fans that only do single colour. Alrighty, so we'll move on with our install. Wonder how many more NVIDIA driver problems are going to come through. It is sort of specific to different build graphics cards have problems and stuff like that. It's not. It won't be every single person having a problem. That's the thing about it. Alrighty, bang, drive 0. Nothing there. That's pretty fucking strange. I turned my back to put the back panel on, and she just turned off. God. Bloody hell. Did I somehow short the power off or reset switch or something like that? So, we have to delete that previous Windows install because it failed. Now, I should definitely be able to put our back panel on. Yeah. Without making it turn fucking off. Oh, hang on. Power cable was a little bit loose down there, so I wonder if that was all that happened. I just knocked the cable with my foot and it just lost contact. That might be it. I've got a power board down here with 3 computer power cables to plug in, because sometimes it can get a bit hectic. You can have multiple systems up here and stuff. Alrighty. So always remember to peel your glass. Get rid of the plastic that they stick all over it, because the panel is designed to be air cooled. Sometimes I get someone who brings me a PC and it's like 4 years old, and it's still got all the plastic covering it and stuff. And I'm like, dude, I know you're like it's really expensive, so I want to keep it nice. I get that, but certain things were never intended to have the plastic left on them, like the glass panel on the side of the PC case. That's just to keep it nice and shipping, so there's no big scratch on it when you first get it. It's not going to get scratched just sitting on your desk, for most people. Maybe if you've got kids running around chucking shit around, it might get scratched, but if you've got kids, that's just cost of doing business, right? Alrighty, let's move on with this Windows install. So after the first bit of Windows install, you can remove the Windows SSD. Once it does that first screen and restarts that first time, it's actually done with your SSD, sorry, your USB. Don't mind me getting the two confused because I've got a SSD that I use via USB. Boom. You get all of our updates there. Alrighty, so So a lot of this stuff that I'm installing, these apps don't take up a lot of space or anything like that. That's why they install really fast. And they're just really useful tools to have on your computer. Crystal Disk Info and Disk Mark is about your storage devices. It tells you the health of your SSDs and hard drives and stuff like that. Hardware Monitor does exactly what the name says. So if you're worried about how hot things are running or how much power is running through certain things, that app will have you covered. I don't think we'll need to install Corsair IQ. We've got the Corsair RAM, but we should be able to control that with our regular RGB control. And we will need App Center. Okay, so we need Epic. Alright, let's set up MSI Afterburner here quickly while the rest of this stuff does this thing. sorted. The rest of that. Alright, that's everything I need from here. Yep. So I'll set up our hard drive now. And we're not seeing our hard drive. Okay. We can double check on that. Not seeing it. Plug that out and reconnect it. So hopefully, after we restart, we'll see that other drive and set that up. I think we're pretty good to go. Got XMP profile on, I just wanted to check that quickly.
Person, like, I swear to God, these people like spilled fucking toffee or something on this tray.
Alrighty, so while that's doing all that, let's run some benchmarks. So this one, we'll do this one on high, no anti-aliasing. Oh. Completely forgot to do this screen. Alright, we'll try this one again. Still doing this thing. So high, no anti-aliasing. This number here below RAM is how many frames per second we're currently running at. Alrighty, so that was Heaven. 1080p, high, no anti-aliasing. That's all good to go there. Oh, almost forgot. Get our hard drive. Show me a disc. There's a disc. That SATA cable just mustn't have been plugged in quite all the way, or it must have been on a slight angle or something. Boom, there's our hard drive. That's all good to go. So let's run Valley Ultra Max anti-aliasing. Alrighty, so that was Valley there on Ultra with Max anti-aliasing. And the final one we do is Superposition, and this one is a 4K benchmark. Not that a 2060 is really for 4K gaming, but it's a good approximation. Alrighty. So, one other thing I always do, I hate it, all the gaming apps and stuff starting up automatically every time Windows boots. Sure, we can decide what software we want to use. Everything else is designed to come on in the background. So finally, we're onto our stress test. I am ready for it. So this is designed to generate more heat than what you ever will running games and stuff like that. So if it stays cool and calm while running this stress test, then I know that it's not going to cause you any problems when you're just using it normally. And if you message me about temperatures or something like that, we'll know that something's not right, something's failed, something's dead in there, something's not working correctly. Alrighty, and so basically we got 6 cores and 12 threads on our CPU. We got those 12 boxes here, that's what the CPU's working on for the most part. And we've got this one down here, this is our graphics card 3D rendering, so like running a game. So we're utilising 100% of that and 100% of our CPU at the same time. So this puts out a lot of heat into the case. And so we let this run for 90 minutes. And if it behaves itself under load here, then I'm confident to give it to the customer and they're not going to have any problems with it in terms of temperatures. And if they do, usually it'll be a case of like, oh, if I get a message from a customer saying, hey, my PC's overheating, I'll pretty much know straight away that, oh, it's probably the CPU cooler, the pump's dead or something like that, which is a common failure with all-in-one liquid coolers, right? That's why we got warranties. But yeah, with the stock cooler here, very, very low chance of a CPU cooling problem here. But yes, alright. Well, yeah, I'll let this one run for 90 minutes so I don't just sit here and let everyone else watch it. I'd blow my brains out from boredom if I just sat here watching it the whole time. I let this run and I just check back on it periodically. But yeah, I've got no reason to believe that this is going to cause a problem. So yeah, happy days. Alright. So having a day off tomorrow, and then Sunday we'll have a double PC build going on Sunday, I'm pretty sure. So be sure to tune in for that. Sunday night's the most popular night for the stream, so more people watching, more people interacting, etc. So if you're gonna pick one night a week to check out the stream here, it's probably Sunday night's the best one. Just in terms of the interaction, the activity and stuff on it. And I also try to put, if I've got a PC that I think is more interesting for the crowd, I try and put that on Sunday night where possible. So Alrighty, so thanks everyone for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch you all on Sunday in the next video.